Hello, good evening. We're back. We're alive. We've recovered from New Year. Happy New Year, Boris. Evening, Mike. Evening, Phil. Evening, Campbell. Evening, Mr. Skilling. How is everybody? I realised when I was painting the other night, I was like, man, I should have painted more this holiday. I've been so lazy this holiday, and then I was painting, and I was like, God damn it. Should have painted earlier this holiday. But I spent a lot of time with the family, yes. So, that's something. But yeah, I've got the painting bug back. It's good to be... Do you know what? I might actually finish my Ball Predator this year, just in time for it to go Legends, eh? How about that? Does anyone actually believe the Ball Predator will not go to Legends? Anyone believe that? Chat. I think I'm going to have a game on Wednesday as well. I think Andrew's building a new Necron army, so there's a chance we might have Necrons on the channel on Wednesday, which is cool, because honestly it's been years, I feel like, since we've had Necrons on the channel. Like, I've definitely had Necrons on the channel, but it has been friggin' years. I'm trying to think when it was that we had Necrons on. Like, I guess it was probably 9th edition. I don't know if we've had Necrons on the channel in 10th edition. Maybe once, like right at the start of the edition, maybe? I don't know, though. 50-50, it's going Legends. Have we seen the new Titus? Yeah, Titus got new rules today, guys, by the way, if you missed out. They're over on Warhammer Community. He has another squad of guys you can join, the Wardens of Ultramar. They look pretty strong, same as the Victrix Guard, I guess. Ultramarines are definitely feeling good right now, I would say. So Titus's new model has he's got some cool new rules, actually. Somewhat quirky, but like basically like if he fights on death and he kills something, he can stay alive again. So I mean, I guess you can't really fight him with chaff units, because if he can kill chaff units, then he can stay alive inevitably. Tough Hunter Tactics says, I was up till 2 AM drinking on New Year's and felt fine the next day, but last night my friend taught me about the importance of drawing shooting lines during deployment and how, okay. I felt somewhat okay, on New Year's Day, considering how much I drunk, and I felt probably better than I deserved. Let's just say that. I went on the cross trainer in the morning. I think I did like 55 minutes on the cross trainer, and I think by the time I came off that, I definitely felt like I was human again or whatever. So New Year's Day was fine. It was good. The New Year's stream was fun though. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you joined us for the New Year's stream, I do appreciate that. It's always a good laugh. I find it hard to respond in chat. Like, I'm not the best at reading. Like, well, I feel like it's hard to read chat when you're drinking that level of alcohol. It's hard to keep up with chat when you're drinking that level of alcohol, I feel like. So I hope it was entertaining, but I feel like I didn't interact with chat as much as I would have liked to. But I think that's just because shots distract you. Is it snowing in Scotland? Yeah, I got a giant snowman in my garden at the moment, man. We built a snowman with the kids today. I was going to say I can show you it probably, because it'll be on my iCloud. It's actually started snowing again since we built the snowman. So there'll be even more snow tomorrow. But yeah, it's snowing pretty heavily up here. It said it was it feels like -9. So here's the snowman we built. Look at that, beautiful. And then here's the final version of him. Look at that, baby. I spray painted a celebrations box. So that is a chocolate box that's been used. Warhammer spray paint has multiple uses. How about that? So I spray painted a hat for the snowman. To be honest, I wanted rid of the chocolate, man. God, I've had so much chocolate in my house the last 2 weeks. I'm sure you guys can attest to that. Everybody gives you chocolate at Christmas. And it's like, here's the thing. At Christmas, I'm already buying all the food that I don't eat the rest of the year. So the last thing I need is like 2 boxes of chocolates. But that's what you get, isn't it? If the ball goes Legends, I hope we get something to replace it. What happens when a model gets made to Legends basically means it's no longer valid in a number of tournaments. Like, basically it means the model can still be played. It will still have rules, which will be in... Like, there's a special, like, Legends data sheets and stuff. But what it means is that if you're going to, like, a reasonably competitive tournament, some of those, not all of them, some of them, I would say a good number of them will have rules where, like, Legends models cannot be used. So, last edition I finished a bunch of models right before the edition ended, and then all of those models went into Legends. So this is probably the same thing that's going to happen. Like, they finish the Ball Predator, and then it'll instantly get moved to Legends. I've got 3 Ball Predators. I've not finished any of them. This will be the first one that's getting finished. Legend rules suck. Yeah, I mean, the Legends rules, I would say, are not the most competitive rule set, right? They're usually pretty expensive in points. They're also usually not overly competitive. They're just like some rules, so you could play with it, but you're probably not going to because they're it's kind of meh, I guess, right? But at least it gives you the option to still play with it if you're just playing with your friends for fun. Steven says, my money was on the Gladiator Flame Tank. I've heard a rumour that we're going to get some new speeders. Like the old, like land speeders of old. So I don't know if we're going to get a Gladiator Flame Tank. I guess nobody really knows. It's just rumours flying around. If you really want to watch if you want to get all the rumours, you should watch Valrak. He seems to have new rumours every week. I like Valrak. He's a pretty entertaining guy as well. I don't watch all of his videos, but the stuff I watch, like when I find myself with not a lot of time on my hands, I do end up watching his content, and it's decent, right? It's fun, it's interesting. There's always some rumour flying around. A flame speeder would be dope. I never even thought of that. A speeder bike with a flamer. We used to get one, right? A land speeder used to be able to take a flamer. I think a lot of people run it with assault cannons, but assault cannons have kind of fallen off, right? Like, nobody runs assault cannons in 10th edition, do they? They're kind of garbage. How's the music, by the way? Is it too loud? Is it too quiet? Is it alright? Did I miss anyone's question? Don't quote the Kenny is running 2 Land Raider Redeemers. I tried running 2 Redeemers, man. It's a little bit niche, I guess. Like, some armies it'll be amazing against, but then there's some matchups it's pretty bad against. And I like to try and find tournament lists. So if I find, and I guess tournament lists are sort of lists that will fight everything. So if I ever run a list and I think there's like a really bad matchup for it, I'm probably not going to take it to a tournament. So that's why I pivoted away from Double Redeemer, because I ended up playing against a Knights player, and a Castellan Knight just destroys Land Raiders. It's not even fair. It just takes them out, just removes them from the equation so quickly. So I was like, yeah, I don't think I can play this competitively. 2 Redeemers. I think it's fun. And the thing is, I think I'd actually won a bunch of games with a Double Redeemer beforehand, because I think some armies really struggle against Double Redeemer, like Orcs. Orcs have a terrible time against Double Redeemer. You're just flaming off tons and tons of guys. Guardsmen as well, potentially. I want good Death Company Terminators. I don't think you'll ever get Death Company Terminators, dude, because I think it's kind of a contradiction there in that, like, they're not going to give Terminator armor to Death Company because they expect the Death Company to die, and in the lore, Terminator armor is like Like, there was only so many sets of Terminator armor because it's infused with a piece of, like, the Emperor's armor or something. Like, that's what's supposed to be in the Crux Terminatus. Like, the thing on their shoulder pad is supposed to be like a... it's supposed to be like a piece of the Emperor's armor, and that's what gave them in their invulnerable save at the lower back in the day. So I feel like they're never going to give... You're never going to get Death Company Terminators. You can wish for them all you want, but I don't think we'll ever see them. It won't make sense from a lore point of view. I think anyway. So I know that the rules in the last few editions have gone a little bit further. Like, lore has been less of a constraint around balance, but I do think that's one where they want to change it. I do think Death Company will get some sort of refresh, because there's no actual box for Death Company at the moment, right? You've got to buy jump intercessors, and you've got to sort of buy the upgrade sprues, and you've got to convert them manually. So I think that will change, but I don't think you'll see Death Company Terminators. Are the new Assault Terminators not good? Like, I'm really tempted to buy a box of the new Assault Terminators. I mean, I've got a lot of Assault Terminators anyway, but I just think that the new size of the models, you know, like the larger sculpts, that's what you call them. I bet you the larger sculpts are really, really nice to paint and work with. Like, I think they would be, I think they'd probably be quite... It's a weird thing to say that they'd be dreamy, but like, you know, I've painted the small metal Terminators, and then I painted the ones that were bigger, and then now we've got even bigger Terminators. I bet they're really nice to work with. Phil's painted like 20 of the Assault Terminators. Who's done Assault Terminators in chat? Were they nice? Were they worth it? Did you like them compared to the, you know, the Assault Terminator box from like a few years ago, like the Blood Angel specific one? If a regular Terminator falls to the Black Rage, they probably strip him of his armor, dude. I would imagine they would strip him of his armor, because his armor is too important to let him lose it with the Black Rage, right? If I'm wrong, someone please correct me from chat, but I'm pretty sure that's what happens. The Crux Terminatus is a lie, says Stephen. I'm pretty sure if you grab the second edition box, because that's probably where I'm reading it from, like if you grab one of the old boxes, I'm pretty sure the Crux... What do you mean it's a lie? You mean it's yeah, what do you mean it's a lie? You just don't like the lore behind it, or they changed the lore and I'm not up to date? I mean, stuff does get retconned, I guess. So I'm just painting a few different models. I've got this GT on the 18th of January. And I guess because of Christmas, I'd kind of half put it out of my mind, but I'm ready to, you know, I'm ready to get going towards doing the GT, getting my list ready. My list's like 90% ready. There's not much I need to paint. I'll probably within the next hour have everything. Like, I hate being the person that's like up all night the night before a tournament painting. I just don't do that. I'd rather not. I'd rather, if that's where I'm at with my list, I just don't sign up to the tournament, right? Like, I have friends that do that every single time. The night before the tournament, they're up at like 2, 3 in the morning painting models. I'm like, fuck that. I won't play well if I've been up till 3 in the morning. So I'm going to be finished painting anything I need to paint tonight for this event. But yeah, I'm you know, I feel like I'm ready to get going with the... Get a practice game in, get a couple of practice games in maybe. I have a normal Terminator squad painted as Blood Angels and the Primaris Terminators with the Blood Angels upgrades on it. Yeah, so that's what I did. I bought the normal squad to make the Blood Angels Terminators for the Primaris ones. I mean, I don't think I've painted any of the newest, the regular Terminators. I've made a couple of them. I mean, up until recently, Terminators weren't really a valid option in terms of competitive play, right? It's only recently that they've been seen as, I guess, for lack of better words, not crap. Terminators existed before the Emperor's armor was broken. The Wolf Time says, hey John, just checking in. I want to say big thanks for hosting New Year's Eve. It was a great night. Thanks, dude. It was a fun night. I just feel like I said before, it's hard. Like on New Year's Eve, there's like 3 or 4 of us in the live stream, and then there's about 50 people in the chat. So I just feel like I feel like every year I miss things from chat. But yeah, no, it was fun. And I actually didn't feel like dog shit the next day, which is also fun, because normally my wife was not feeling good though. I didn't realize how much she drank. I maybe made her do too many of those honey nut shots, man. She was not she was not in a good place on New Year's Day. And I was like, I didn't realize you had that much to drink, but I wasn't paying I hadn't been paying attention to the drinks that I had. Like, I'd been giving her a lot of drinks, but she'd been drinking on her own as well. So this year it was a bit of a switcheroo, I guess. She was the one that was ill, not me. I honestly didn't even know Lamartus has grenades. But I guess he's got 2 grenades strapped to his back, so I guess he's got grenades. 5 minutes ago I finished my lieutenant. Congrats, dude. Dude, you should buy that nut cream, Cambo. It was good, honestly. Can you beat a drink called nut cream, right? Like, is that not just epic? Nut cream. I don't know if you saw my previous comment, but I would be glad if you could repeat it. Do you find Mephiston useful? Yeah, pretty useful. Why not? Boris says, a White Dwarf article from decades ago talked about the style of running Death Company not in black armour because they didn't have time to paint their armour before the battle, but not Terminators. Yeah, I think Death Company Terminator sounds cool, but I just don't think it will happen. Aradine, thank you so much. I feel like, God, this shows that I had more to drink than I thought I did. I'm pretty sure you gave me 10 gifted memberships on New Year's Eve, man. Thank you very much for starting the year off in some sort of crazy... I'll have to update my counter. I don't think it always automatically updates for gifted subs anymore, which is annoying. But thank you so much for the gifted, dude. And I'm like 90... I feel like I'm 90% sure you gave me on New Year's Eve. So thanks for that. I'm sure I thanked you at the time, but thanks again. Yeah, I did have a good New Year's Eve. I hope you guys all had one. I hope you've recovered. I think most people have had time to recover by now, right? I hope people didn't do anything they regret. I feel like I will never be able to watch my own New Year's stream because I'll just be sitting there cringing at some of the things that I did or I would say. I don't think I did anything too stupid this year, but I feel like in previous years I've definitely been like, oh God, what happened on the New Year's Eve stream last night? Maybe I was just a little bit more, maybe I'm getting a bit older. Thanks for the gifted, dude, I appreciate it. I haven't done the Astaroth, you know the Astaroth that came with the... with the Death Company box, yeah, I haven't done that either. Someone did 50. It was James Fisher that did 50. He changed his YouTube name. That's why it confused me. James came all the way to Scotland for a golfing holiday, and then ended up coming to play me at Warhammer for a couple of days. And ever since then, I think every New Year's stream he does 50 gifted. But he changed his YouTube name, so I didn't realise it was him. Because I think he's been on the stream at previous New Year's. To another year. Well, thanks, dude. I appreciate it, nonetheless. I think it's going to be a great year for 40k. I'm excited. I think, like, a lot of people are excited for Total War. I want to say I'm more excited for Dawn of War. Like, I like real-time strategy. Maybe Total War is real-time strategy as well, but I like I hope Dawn of War has like a ladder, and you can just like jump on and like, you know, play other people. And I'm, you know, if we get 11th edition, we get Total War, we get Dawn of War. We won't get Space Marine 3 this year, but honestly, I mean, I like first-person shooters, but I feel like Total War and Dawn of War are more my type of game. Like, I like strategy games. I think that's why I like Warhammer, right? Because it's like, Warhammer is the type of video game that I like. Is Dawn of War 26? But regardless, you know, new edition this year, probably new codex next year. A lot to be excited for Warhammer at the moment. And 76% of people on the live stream on the new year, I think it was, I'm surprised I remember that number, think that we're going to get a new Blood Angels model this year as well. I think we'll get something. I hope it's not like a fucking lieutenant though, you know? I think we get something more exciting than lieutenant. I mean, the legends are Lieutenant Tomeron, right? As long as the clothes stayed on, I'm sure the New Year stream is fine. There's no danger in me taking off clothes, man. That's not a danger. My diet has officially started, though. I'm counting my calories on every meal again, though. Like after 2 weeks of just not giving a fuck for Christmas, basically. Are you excited for all the new Ultramarines releases we're getting? I mean, I think that what's going to happen is at every tournament that I go to in the next 6 months, we're going to see shitloads of people playing Ultramarines and shitloads of like Victrix Guards and Wardens of Ultramar. That was the new ones released today. Am I excited for that? I don't know if excited is the right word. I mean, that's good. That's going to be the future. Is that exciting? I mean, good for them. That's cool. I feel like it's good that they're getting that many releases, because Ultramarines were a little bit neglected, it felt like, right? Kind of weird that all those units are getting like data sheets released but no codex. Like I guess they're just not getting a codex. They're just getting all the data sheets released on like those sort of faction packs or whatever you want to call that, right? So I mean, Valrak made like 10 videos about Codex Space Marine 2.0, right? I assume that means like there isn't Codex Space Marine 2.0 is a rumor that's not happening. It's just going to be like those faction packs. I think there's going to be new detachments in the 500 worlds. Or maybe the rules. Maybe they're going to do that. Maybe the data sheets are going to be in the 500 worlds book. I think last time round though they really made you buy those books. So maybe this time they're being a bit less harsh. You don't really need to buy the 500 worlds books to get the data sheets. Is that how that's going to work? Maybe. All hail our blueberry overlords. Oh, I get you. It took me a minute to get that. The 500 world detachments will be for download as well. Yeah, that makes sense. These were the assault intercessors I was throwing some paint on the other night. I just was working on their bases earlier today, getting some texture paint on them. No. Agrax Earthshade, that's the one. But yeah, so hopefully we're going to do a live game on Wednesday night, and then I guess I'm going to have to figure out my tactics video for Friday, like a week to yesterday? I don't even know what day of the week it is. Alright, Friday. Yeah, Friday next week. I didn't make a video for today. Yeah, that's what it was. So yeah, the clock starts now. I need to come up with an exciting and interesting video for next Friday. If you got any exciting or interesting things you want to see, tactics wise, then please do leave me a comment either on this stream or I think I put out a community post earlier today saying that like there is no tactics video today. I spent the last week catching up on all the shows that me and my wife don't watch during the year, right? Like we're super, like everyone's like Stranger Things season 5. I haven't even started Stranger Things. How to Kill Wardens of Altamar. Are they that good, are they? I just glanced at the rules. I already did that video about killing the Victrix guard. Jeez, oh. And I think it's bad when a unit comes out and it's so strong people need a video on how to actually kill it. That's crazy. $90 points for 20 wounds. Oh well, you can tell we're getting to the end of the edition, can't you? Where any sort of balance, any semblance of balance just is out the window. It's just rule of cool from now. Rule of cool from now till June, I feel like. I thought Ultramarines were already in a pretty good space, were they not? Like I know a lot of people were running like 12 or 18 Victrix Guard, but like they still have the +1 to wound in that new detachment. I haven't looked at their win rate. We have an unkillable Titus as well. Yeah, I know that Titus is going to be a nightmare, isn't he? The last time I was at a GT, I played as Ultramarines, you know that, right? I did very badly. But the last GT I was at, I was actually Ultramarines. I don't know if I want to repeat. I feel like I'm quite happy with Rage Cursed. Like, it feels more of a playstyle to me than, I think Angelic Inheritors is a fine detachment, but I also, like, I think it's the better detachment if you compare it to Liberator Assault Group, but, like, I don't know if I love playing Angelic Inheritors. I think it's just not quite, I feel like it's just not quite me. Like, it wants to do too much shooting, which is fine. I do like to do shooting, but actually it just does want to do too much that I'm comfortable with. Titus and friends are going to be less than 200 points. Did I see the Moridian video about Ogren Bangbus? No, man. I must admit, like, I've not been watching YouTube these last few weeks. I really have been trying for once in my life to actually spend time with my family, because on a normal week, like, I work a lot, and you know, like, I think I work 45 hours a week, and then I come home and I probably work somewhere in the region of like 15, 16, probably 16. I'm trying to think if it's as much as 16. Let me think. Like, on Monday and Tuesday nights, it's like 3 hours each night. Wednesday night, do the battle report, which is like 3 or 4 hours. Thursday, no. Friday, no. Then Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, do you know, it's probably like somewhere between 12 and 15 a week, depending if I film my podcast on YouTube. So, like, on a normal week, I probably work for 60 hours, man. So, no, I've been really trying to make sure that I spent a lot of time with the family these last couple of weeks. I'm taking my undefeated Angelic Inheritors list on Wednesday. Yeah, I think I had one that was... I think I had an Angelic Inheritors list that did like 8 wins or something. 8 wins, 1 loss or something. You can definitely build really strong Angelic Inheritors lists. It's such a defensive. It's such a defensive style, Mike. I don't know if I love it. Like, as soon as Rage Cursed came out, I'm like, I want to play Rage Cursed. I have 25 jump intercessors, Lamarta's 2 jump captains. Should I make 10 to 15 Death Company and 10 normal jump pack intercessors? So I never personally run much more than 10 regular jump intercessors in like any given list. I've maybe run like a couple of test lists with, let's say, 15 jump intercessors, a 10 and a 5. But my personal way of playing jump intercessors, the way I like to play them the most, has been 2 squads of 5. I don't think I need more than 2 squads of 5 typically. So yeah, I don't know if I would go ahead and make an absolute crap load of jump intercessors, because they're, I don't want to say they're one-dimensional, but they kind of are. They're just a guy with a chainsword. There's not much more options you can give them. Yeah, sure, you can give them a plasma pistol. There's nothing too exciting. I feel like they have use in the early game as trading units, but they're somewhat limited. I mean, you could make as many as 15. Like, if you've got 3 squads of 5 jump intercessors, I can't imagine you would ever feel like you really need more than that. I mean, there'll be some people, there was some people that did well in tournaments with 25 jump intercessors, like that is a thing. Some people did well with that. They do like 2 squads of 10 and a 5, but for me, I'm quite happy with my 2 squads of 5. I feel like that's all I need. I did that in Lag, I'm doing that in Rage Cursed. Assault in, yeah, Angelic Inheritors is very kg. Yeah, I think it's just maybe 1 step too kg for me. And you've got no dedicated anti-tank? Well, good for you, Mike. I don't know if I would play Angelic Inheritors without dedicated anti-tank. Is there any changes to the core rules that you'd really like to see? I mean, the one thing I probably would like to see, but I don't think they'll change it, is like, I would actually like to see a limit of 2 of the same units in army lists as opposed to 3. Because I think if you just, like, look at Victor's Guard, if you just spam 3 of it, like, if you're just spamming the 3 best units from your faction, I think that's pretty boring. But I don't think that'll change. Is it ever worth giving jump pack intercessors a captain? I think it's better to give them the chaplain, because you give them +1 to wound. And you give them more mortal wounds. And I think their chainswords really love +1 to wound. I'm working on 30 foot assault intercessors so I can run 60 of them. Dude, I have 10 assault intercessors on foot, and I, again, do not run any more than that. Aradine says, I would love to see a new Corbolo and Seth, Death Company and Blood Angels Terminators, and updated Sangre Guard with actual wings, but I would like to see someone like a new named captain of the Sangre Guard. Yeah, do you know that? So I feel like Corbolo and Seth surely have to make a return, because they're not, they weren't killed off in the lore, right? So surely those 2 models have to make a return. I really hope they don't put Corbolo back as just like a Sangre Priest on foot, because we already got Sangre Priest on foot. If they bring Corbolo back, please, for the love of God, give him a jump pack, and then we can have 1 jumpy Sangre Priest type, and we can still run the regular Sangre Priest without the jump pack. Like, come on, Corbolo, pretty much all the other HQs, right? When I say HQs, I mean all the other named characters in the Blood Angels. Dante, jump pack. Astaroth, jump pack. Sanguinor, jump pack. Lamartes, jump pack. Who am I missing? Tycho's dead now. I mean, he didn't have a jump pack, but there was a time... Can't remember which edition it was. Someone in chat help me out. In one of the editions, I'm like 90% sure you could give Tycho a jump pack, right? Because I had a Tycho model that had a jump pack attached to him. I'm sure you could do that, right? Corbolo is dead? You're lying. You got confused, dude. Corbolo isn't dead. Mephiston doesn't have a jump pack, but he has wings that... like, he moves faster in the lore than all the people with jump packs, right? Because he just makes those big red wings. In previous editions, he could just fucking fly. He actually moved more, right? Because he could move, then use his psychic power to fly. So he was actually, in previous editions, he was the fastest character we had. He could move 18 inches, I think. Or... was it 19? Because didn't he move 7? So everybody except Mephiston, who previously could move 19 inches, and now actually he can still move further than the jump infantry, because he's got 7 plus a d6 advance, and he's got advance and charge. So we need Corbolo. Good evening, Inquisitor Menace. Get your second Ball Predator painted already. Come on, what are you waiting for? Deep Striking Land Raiders was the best thing we had. I'm sure I had Corbolo with a jump pack. I don't know if it was legal, but I can't... Why would I have made the model if it wasn't legal? Man, my shoulder is really itchy. I have, like, some skin problems. I'm just going to be back in just 1 second. Sorry about that. Good evening, Macedoni. I've seen the 1k list. What should I build if I want to do Rage Cursed Onslaught? I think I need to do a video on a 1000-point Rage Cursed Onslaught build, because I've had that question a lot, actually. Maybe that need, like... I wonder if I could do 2 videos this week. I wonder if I could do a 1000-point Rage Cursed Onslaught video. And then... another video about something a bit deeper. Yeah, I haven't made a 1000-point Rage Cursed Onslaught video, but I have played Rage Cursed Onslaught twice. I'm playing it for the 3rd time this week, and I feel like I do have a good idea of what's good. Good evening, Iron Angel. Lots of people in chat tonight. 43, in fact. If you could leave a like on the stream, it would be super appreciated. If you don't like the stream, just hit dislike as well. I mean, that's fine too. But likes are nice. I appreciate the likes. Do you know what? I liked something last night. I liked that Manchester City drew with Sunderland. If you're a football fan, you'll know why. It was glorious. I liked that a lot last night, actually. For future 1k videos, you must start with the Combat Patrol box. Dude, I don't necessarily think the Combat Patrol is the best place for starting for 1000 points. I'm trying to even think what's in the Combat Patrol. A Foot Captain, 10 Assault Intercessors on foot, and 6 Sanguinary Guard. Yeah. It's not the greatest, is it? I've never been more incentivized to run Bloodless Angels now with new Ultramarines units. I ran Ultramarines earlier this year. I think it was around... Was it around the summer? I can't remember when I ran it. I feel like it was a while ago. Yeah, I ran Stormlance Ultramarines earlier this year. They're definitely good. They're definitely fun. You know, if it's something you want to try, by all means, it's fine. I kind of wanted, I personally wanted to be less, let me think how to phrase this. Like with the new edition coming, for example, let's say the new edition comes out and in the Codex, like Codex Space Marines, because we'll get that first, right? That kind of always comes first. I feel like Codex Space Marines is always Codex number 1. If it's not number 1, it's like number 2, but it's like right there at the very start. Let's say Codex Space Marines comes out and there's like an Ultramarines list, because we're talking about Ultramarines at the moment and all their new characters and how good they are. Let's say there's an Ultramarines list there that's like insanity, right? You know, like 70% win rate, it's going to beat everything, etc, etc, etc. I feel like I want to try and be a little bit more flexible in, like, if I've got a tournament coming up and there's like an Ultramarines list that's just dominating, just be like, alright, yeah, fuck it. I've got the models. I bought Guilliman, I bought Calgar, so I've got Victrix Guard. I could just do that. I've got Pigaris now as well. I've got some Black Templars characters, but yeah, I definitely feel like I think if you see something and you really want to play it, and you're a Space Marine player and you have 80% of the models there, and all you need to do is like proxy one model or change one model out or buy one model. I feel like, you know, previously Games Workshop didn't like you doing that. They were like, if you want to play Ultramarines, you need to paint your models as Ultramarines, right? That was a thing up until like 9th edition or something. So I feel like this edition I want to be a little bit more flexible. And if nothing else as well, there's that whole like know your enemy thing, right? Where like if you come up against, like if I come up against 18 Victrix Guard in a tournament, I'm probably not going to do too well against them because I haven't played against 18 Victrix Guard. Whereas like if I've played that list and I know exactly what it can do and you know, the surge moves and all this sort of jankiness that it has, then that actually sets you in better stead for like playing against it because you know what it can do, right? So I don't know what's going to happen in the new edition, but I'm thinking to myself, I want to try and be maybe a little bit more flexible. In reality, probably nothing will happen. Maybe something will happen, but I just want to consciously be trying to think more, not outside the box, but like have the ability to think more flexibly or play more of the detachments in the new Space Marine Codex. Because I think in the Space Marine Codex this time round I just latched onto like Gladius Task Force and just played nothing but Gladius Task Force for like 6 months. Whereas like I could have played some of the other detachments. I'm sure there could have been some cool combos in other detachments people hadn't figured out. I could have found them if I hadn't just been like, oh, Gladius is best, just play Gladius. I don't know. Captain Titus attaching to Victrix Guard is going to be so annoying. How many Death Star units is optimal for a 2,000 point list? I have Blade Guard, the Judas Art, and Impulsor with Dante and 6 Angry Guard. Not sure it's enough. I reckon in a 2,000 point list, as a Blood Angels player, you want 4 solid melee threats. I would say a melee threat is like a unit that can just jump in and do like a significant amount of killing. So your Dante plus your Sangry Guard are indeed 1 melee threat. Your Judas Art plus the Blade Guard are 1 melee threat. You can do halves though, right? You could do 2 squads of Jump Intercessors. I would probably say 2 squads of 5, that would be 1 melee threat, half a threat each. So you need like 4 units that are like a serious threat. How you get 4, like I said, it doesn't have to be whole squads. It doesn't just have to be like you must take 4 units. You could take 2 big units, 4 small units, or you could just take 4 big units. Depends on how you like to play. I feel like I get the most value I'm trying to think. My current list has Unit 6 Sangre Guard, 2 units of 5 Death Company, both led, unit of Company Heroes that are led, 2 units of Jump Intercessors, so I mean that's 4 already, and then I feel like I've got something else. I'm trying to think what that could be. I know I've got Outriders, so they would maybe be like a half. But yeah, I think 4 is kind of the... If you can get to 4, you're in a good place. I played against 1k Imperial Knights and were obliterated. When you play against Knights, it's very important that you kill Knights entirely. You cannot leave them alive on a few wounds. If you do, you'll lose. The game is literally won or lost on whether or not you can actually finish the Knights off. Like, if you fight a bunch of Knights and leave a bunch of them on low hit points, then you're going to lose. It all really comes down to can you kill or can you finish off entire Knights. Is the Val Predator viable solo? I have one, but I haven't been using it. I mean, I'm using it. I don't know what you mean by solo. Like as the only piece of armor in your list. I mean, I think some people are using it like that. I have other pieces of armor in my list. My current list has a Val Predator and 2 Vindicator tanks. But I've seen a lot of people actually do double Val, double Vindicator. That was a very popular list for a while. I don't know if it's as popular now, but it was popular for a while. For Rage Cursed Onslaught at 1k, 10 Death Pack Jump Pack, 10 Jump Pack Death Company plus Lamartas should function as the core. No, I don't think so, dude. I don't think you want a Death Star, a 3... Lamartas plus 10 Death Company is too expensive for a 1,000 point list. That's too many eggs in one basket. That's a third of your list right there. If it's not a third, I'd be surprised. Death Company is like 230 points, right? Lamartas is like 100. That's literally a third of the list in one unit. I think for 1,000 points, that's overkill. There's nothing that unit won't kill as well. Just do the Chaplain plus 5 Death Company. It's going to be far more efficient. You can trade it away as well. Like, you can jump it into a much more dangerous situation because you don't worry as much if it dies. It's sub 200 points. I personally don't think I'm going to be running Lamartas plus 10. I've tried it. I've played it in Rage Cursed. And I just think that the Chaplain plus 5 is the much better choice. Because you can trade it away, because it's so cheap, you don't care about it. So you can jump in, you can do all the damage. If they die, they die. I don't think you want to sacrifice Lamartas plus 10. If you had a single Val in your list, would it be viable? I mean, if you have one tank in your list, it's going to be a bullet magnet. I mean, it's the same as like when you run a single Land Raider, right? Like, it's an absolute bullet magnet. Is it viable? I mean, sure. I mean, you can run lists with one tank. It's not something that I typically do, but I mean, people do it all the time, I'm sure. The reason to run it would be you can do sticky objectives with it. Happy New Year. CFT, how you doing? I remember, I was going to say, I don't remember who was all in the chat on New Year's Eve. So if we're talking on New Year, I feel like I had quite a lot of shots. Do I use any 30k minis? Not really. A Vindicator tank occasionally. I use some Necromunda minis as scout proxies because I don't really like the Space Marine scouts. What do you think about Brutalis Dreadnought? I've run Brutalis Dreadnoughts to a tournament, man. I don't like them. I just don't feel like they get enough attacks. Like, it's like 6 attacks or something. It might even be 6 attacks on the charge, is it? Or is it 7 attacks on the charge? They only have 2 AP, so you end up fighting, like, you're gonna fight against Terminators or something. So, like, let's just say it's 7, is it 6 or 7 attacks on the Brutalis Dreadnought? Let me check. I feel like I should show off my snowman again before we check, though. What a gorgeous snowman, eh? It's like a blizzard outside here. Brutalis Dreadnought. Alright, 7 attacks on the charge. Here's the thing though, right? 7 attacks on the charge. So, you miss with 2 of them statistically, so you got 5 attacks. Or you get 5 hits. You wound with most of them because you're strength 12 with twin link, so they gotta take 5 saves. If it's something like Terminators and Terminator armor, alright, they pass half of them. So 2 Terminators take 2.5 Terminators take 3 damage. While you're fighting against like Death Guard Terminators, you killed 1 Terminator. You're fighting against Dark Angels Terminators, you killed 1 Terminator. So you just spent like 160 points on a model that kills 1 fucking Terminator, and then it probably just gets probably just gets killed on the clapback, right? Because it's not like it's overly strong defensively, right? I mean, you could do some more wounds when you charge, you can do some more wounds with tank shot, cool. So you spent 160 points to kill 2 Terminators. I mean, you could spend 190 points with the Death Company with the Chaplain, and you kill fucking loads of Terminators. I mean, I don't know if I did that math the other day. Did I do that math? I can do it right now, though. I just think it's kind of garbage, right? I mean, I guess it depends on what you play against, but if you play against enemy Terminators, it's garbage. Give me a second, right? I'll show you. Right, like if we go for like unit smash, let me clear the setup. Right, we've got like turn off chat a sec. You know, like the Brutalis is going to go after elites, right? So like the Brutalis, 1 model, 6 attacks, weapon skill 3, strength 12, AP 2, damage 3. It's twin linked, so that's reroll wounds. We're a Liberator Assault group. How many Death Shroud Terminators are we gonna kill? Like I said, we're gonna kill 1 Death Shroud Terminator. We're gonna do 28% of the damage to the squad, right? If we change this to like a Chaplain and a Death Company, right? Which is not that much more expensive. The Chaplain has a Power Fist. So it's 1 model with 4 attacks. Chaplain actually has weapon skill 2 up, 8, 2, 2. Doesn't have reroll to wounds, but he does have +1 to wound. Because he's a Chaplain, +1 to wound, right? The next attacker is the Power Fists in the Death Company. We have 2 models, each one gets 3. Again, they're strength 8, they're 2, they're 2. They're getting +1 to wound, they're getting rerolls to hit. +1 to wound, rerolls to hit. We also have an Eviscerator. 1 model, 3 attacks, they've got weapon skill 4 up. Strength 7, 2, 2. They're getting rerolls to hit. They're getting sustained hits. +1 to wound, sustained versus sustained. Sustained hits, and then we get the chain swords, right? So add another one. Chain swords, 2 models, 4 attacks. Is just strength 4, EP 1, 1. But again, +1 to wound. Reroll hits. I think that's it. And it's a Liberator Assault group. So the Brutalis Dreadnought did 6.8 damage, 2 models, 1 model killed, right? This unit, the Chaplain plus the Death Company, 3 models killed, 57% of damage. So it's like, it's 35 more points. 195 divided by, I think it's 160 for the Brutalis, or is it 165? No, it's 160, isn't it? Yeah, it's 160. So you're paying 21% more, and you're doing basically double damage. Like, I just don't see how it's even remotely comparable, man. Like, why would I take 2 Death Company Dreadnoughts? The threat of the surge move, the 5-up feel no pain, the fight on death. Maybe if you like all those things, sure, go for it. I just think it's junk, man. Like, I look at Blood Angels, I feel like we move fast enough, right? Like, where we can just jump across and get into combat with the things we need to get into combat with and kill them. And if we're just gonna move across the board and kill shit from an obscured position, which is what the Death Company can do, then I'm obviously not seeing something with the Death Company Dreadnoughts. A few people have said now, such and such won a tournament with them, someone else did well with them. Like, I think sometimes when you look at the maths can blind you. Because they just, for me, I feel like they math shit. So I guess I feel like I just haven't played them because they math shit. Would that be fair? I think that's probably my analogy, is like they math really badly. You compare them to other units, they are really... And the thing is, I played a Brutalis at a tournament, man. I'm trying to think, like, so I played a Brutalis at a tournament, which is basically the same thing, if not more damaging than the Death Company one. I felt like it was useless against the Dark Angels. I know it's bad against the Death Guard. I'm trying to think what it was like. I feel like I played against the Sisters of Battle and they just shot it off the board with multi-meltas because they're like AP4 nonsense. So it wasn't good against the Sisters of Battle either. What else did I play in that tournament? I mean, it was okay against Grey Knights. Tau? Oh yeah, it was useless against the Tau because they just fucking shot it from like 40 inches away. It didn't even get close. Have you looked at how durable the Dread is for the points? It's not durable. Yeah, I mean, when I had it against, you know, like I said, I had it in the game against Tau and I felt like it was just wasted points. So yeah, I mean, I guess the problem is I played it in 4 matchups and didn't feel it was very good in 4 of the matchups I'm playing. It maths shit. Can you share the STL for the turret? This is an official turret, man. I mean, it's an ancient turret, but this was a Games Workshop model very many years ago. This is the Ball Predator turret from very many years ago. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Top players find a way to get value from models that are maybe not, maybe shit is the wrong word, but models that don't get picked, right? And I do think that if you let's say tomorrow you just like, you know how everyone does this new year, new me bullshit. I hate that, by the way. People always do that, like, oh, it's a new year, I'm going to do this diet, or it's in a new year, I'm going to go to the gym more regularly. If you want to go to the gym more regularly, just fucking go to the gym more regularly. You don't need a new year to make you go to the gym more regularly, right? Like, New Year's motivation, like, never lasts, right? But, like, regardless, if you want to commit to using, let's say, 2 Brutalis Dreadnoughts, or 2 Death Company Dreadnoughts, you're just like, I like that model, I want to commit to it. Like, hard commit to it. I'm going to play it in every single game for the next 6 months or something. If you do that, will you get some value out of that unit? Yeah, you'll get heaps of value out of it. You'll probably find you'll surprise people because people don't know how to play against it. You'll, like somebody said already in chat, big scary dreadnought with surge move. People will be worried. People will be like, I don't know who does that. Oh, I don't know how to deal with that. You know, I've never played against it. I kind of want to give an example here. Because one of the best players of Warhammer in the entire world right now is Innes Wilson, right? Like, he wins all the 100-player GTs, right? Or he has won, and he's been like top 5, top 10 at LVO multiple times over multiple years. I played Innes once, and I beat him because I think when he lined up against me, he looked at my Blood Angels army and went, what is this fucking idiot doing? That doesn't look like a Blood Angels army. Because I was running a Blood Angels army. This was like start of 9th edition, I think, with like 3 Redemptor Dreadnoughts. And I don't know if you remember, everybody was using those Contemptor Dreadnoughts. And like, I was running Outriders, and I was running Vanguard Veterans, and I was running Death Company, but the thing is, I'd had a lot of practice with that list. Like, a shitload of practice. Like, I've been playing it every time on stream, the exact same list, game after game, win after win. And although I'm not, you know, like, I think on any other given day, or if I've been playing any sort of standard list, I'd probably lose that game. But because he just like lined up against me, he saw like a really weird mix of units that no one else is playing, he loses to it. And trust me, I mean, I used to get flamed in my live chat, in my live streams, because people would be like, why are you running 3 Redemptor Dreadnoughts? That's not Blood Angels. And I was like, well, I like Dreadnoughts, man. I liked Redemptor Dreadnoughts in 9th edition. I thought they were pretty great. I don't know if you remember, in 9th edition, their fists, the Redemptor fist, I want to say it was D6 plus 3 damage or something. Or I think I'm lying. It was D3 plus 3. That's what it was. So the Redemptor Fist, minimum damage 4, maximum damage 6. Yeah? So none of this nonsense right now where it's like a 3 damage. It was minimum 4, maximum 6. It was really fucking good. And I think at that point, Redemptor Dreadnoughts also had a 6-inch... No, not 6-inch. They also had Deadly Demise D6. So when they exploded, holy shit, they did fuckloads of mortal wounds. So if you're running Blood Angels and you're just going to run 3 Redemptor Dreadnoughts with their... I think they had -1 damage rule as well. Just run them across the board. Like, here we are, ready to do a lot of damage and then explode for a lot more damage. So I think if you commit to those Death Company Dreadnoughts, and you're like, I'm going to figure out how to get these value out of these, is there value to be had in them? I think there is value to be had in them, because some people are obviously already making them valuable. Some people are, like you said, are coming top 3 in events and shit like that with the Death Company Dreadnoughts. I just think, when I look at the maths for them, I think I'd rather run things that I know will do a lot more damage, and I obviously know how to play, and I've got the play style I want to be playing. And I guess I'm enjoying the playstyle, or I'm enjoying the army that I've got, and I don't really want to be running something quirky right now. I guess that's where I stand on them, but that does not mean that you should not try them or you should not use them, right? I like turtles. It's fine. If you like turtles, go for it. But yeah, I suppose you could say that for 160 points, it's pretty durable with toughness 10 and a 2-up save. I'm not going to argue that. I mean, that is pretty durable. But then, I mean, like, typically Blood Angels are going to be hiding a lot of our models, right? Like, a lot of our models want to be obscured. So there's not, like, we're not an army that just, like, rocks out from behind cover and is like, shoot us, you know? So if the rest of your army is hiding and the only thing that's exposed is the Death Company Dreadnoughts, I feel like they are going to be a bit of gluttons for punishment, right? Would that be fair to say? Who remembers the I like turtles thing? I remember it somewhat, man. It's been a bunch of years. But yeah, no, I think you could probably do all right with the Death Company Dreadnoughts. They're not something I'm actively looking at personally. I've got a GT in like 2 weeks, I think I said. I kind of know what I want to be running for that GT. So I mean, I guess that's what I'm going to be doing, and then maybe after that, I could take some time and look at. I could look at some Death Company Dreadnoughts. I'm really unconvinced. I remain unconvinced. I suppose it's the same as the Redemptor Dreadnoughts. I really like Redemptor Dreadnoughts. I've got 3 of them. Do I play them in 10th edition? No, not at all. I feel like I haven't played my Redemptors like all edition, man. A little bit sad. Like I said, I was running 3 of them in 9th. Quite often I was running 3 of them in 9th. 2 was typically, but did occasionally do 3. Redemptors are pretty good right now. I think they're average, man. If they came down like 20 points, maybe. I mean, I think my problem with them is that I feel like the Vindicator is just better. It's like, until the Redemptor is significantly cheaper than the Vindicator tank, I can't see why I'd ever take it over a Vindicator tank, right? I mean, that's maybe just a problem with the Vindicator tanks just being so damn competitive. This whole, like, Vindicator tanks have just been ridiculously competitive this edition, haven't they? Plus, I feel like Vindicator tanks do work like every single game I play, just because they always like at least one turn in every game they always pop off and just do a fuckload of damage, right? Phil says he thinks RCO is a glimpse at our next codex. It very well could be, man, I guess. I mean, I'm glad that they finally figured out that the Death Company Lost Brethren attachment was shit, right? Like, it took them way longer than it needed to, but I'm glad they finally figured that out. Because that was really quite frustrating. It was like, we have this Death Company detachment, but it's really bad. And I mean, I honestly don't think I ever even played it one time. I just looked at its rules and was like, oh my god, this looks so bad. But yeah, I think this will This will be the first tournament I've ever taken a Ball Predator to, which is crazy. Considering I've had Ball Predators for like... I mean, I've had them since the mid-90s, I think. Whenever the very first one was released, I would have had it. I've got the old one with the metal assault cannon on top. Huh. I'm gonna be live for like 20 more minutes, I think, and then I better go see the wife. So, yeah, if you've got suggestions for next week's tactics video, please do leave them. I'm gonna, or any, it doesn't need to necessarily be any next week's one, just any suggestions for tactics videos in general, please leave them. I think I am going to do a 1,000-point introduction list for Rage Cursed Onslaught as well, though, because I think that's a good lesson, or a good, interesting, it's a good exercise, I guess. Back in the day, there was no instructions, it was just a bag of pieces. I do not remember that, but I'll take your word for it. Evening, Coyote. How are you doing? Did you have a good New Year? After taking a little break from Warhammer with the family the last couple of weeks, when I was painting the other night, I really got the itch. I was painting during the day today, actually, off the stream, just because I was like, oh my goodness, I've missed painting. When I'm offline, you know, when I'm not live streaming, I can put on like copyright music, I guess, because I have to listen to royalty-free music when I'm streaming, right? But like the song I was listening to today is like lo-fi Lord of the Rings. I guess it was kind of ridiculous, but you know what? When I started listening to lo-fi Lord of the Rings, I was like, man, I haven't watched Lord of the Rings in like... I couldn't actually tell you when the last time I watched Lord of the Rings was. It must be like... do you know what? I don't think I've watched it since I got married. Since I got married, and I've been married like 11 years, or been with my wife for like 11 years, so... I don't think I've watched Lord of the Rings in like 11 years now. That's crazy, actually. But yeah, I was listening to some lo-fi Lord of the Rings music, and I was just like, oh man, this is just peaceful. Like, no kids running around. Yeah, the cops showed up at New Year. Why? What? You set something on fire, man. I think I did used to watch Lord of the Rings like every year, like every Christmas, but then probably just needed a break. I feel like I had something else that we used to watch Die Hard every year, but then I think we watched it like 10 years in a row, and then I was like, alright, I need a break from Die Hard. I can't, you know, I love Die Hard. I'm probably going to watch it with my daughter's 6, so maybe when she's like 12, so maybe in like 6 years time we'll get back into the habit of watching Die Hard every year for like 10 years. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, right? Like, just the infinite debate. What a great movie. What am I picking right now? It's the turret of a Ball Predator. I'm taking a Ball Predator to GT in like 2 weeks, and it's going to be the first time I've ever run a Ball Predator to GT. I'm not even sure that I really like it, honestly. But a lot of people seem to be doing well with it, so I'm taking it. Like, it's got that rule where in Rage Curse where you could sticky an objective. I've never managed to make that work, but I mean, I feel like if I go to a tournament and get 5 games with it, I'll know by the end of the tournament if I'm running it again or if I'm like, that fucking Battle Predator was a bad idea. I mean, maybe that's what I need to do with the Death Company Dreadnought. We didn't watch Elf this year either, man. We watched The Grinch, we watched The Snowman, we watched Home Alone 2 and 1. Well, I didn't watch 1, my wife watched 1, but my daughter watched Home Alone 2 for the first time. I never get tired of Star Wars 4, 5, and 6, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, Wrath of Khan, Die Hard is... Do you know what Star Trek movie I love, man? Is The Voyage Home. The one with the fucking whales. That's like my guilty pleasure Star Trek movie. I don't know what it is, I must have watched it a shitload of times when I was young. And it's like the Star Trek movie that has no violence in it as well, right? Like, there's not a single... I think there's not, like, a single scene of... Like, no one shoots a phaser in that entire movie. Or do... No, I don't think anyone shoots a phaser in that movie. Or a torpedo, or anything. Transparent aluminum. Yeah, hello, computer. Then he's like, use the keyboard. How quaint. That's my guilty pleasure. That's my guilty Star Trek movie. I love that movie. I feel like it's timeless. The worst thing about the Ball Predator is you end up spending more CP on Overwatch. You don't have a lot of CP in this detachment, do you? So that's not great, because my detachment doesn't have very many CP for spending. Do Sternguard have a place in Blood Angels? Probably, most commonly attached to a captain. Take me to your nuclear vessels. Yeah, I love Chekhov, man. Was that? Yeah, that was Chekhov. Yeah. In 2000, I was an extra in Lord of the Rings. Oh, cool. All right, which scene can we see you in, Speargrass? Sorry, I missed your comment earlier. Morning, John. Played against Ultras yesterday with the Victrix, Bobby G, and Calgar. Narrowly lost after losing a Baal and Death Company Dread in the first turn to double Oath of Moment shooting from Ultras and Stormlands. Stormlands. The detachment that I did terribly with at a GT. It's a good detachment though. I feel like it's got good stratagems. I just didn't do well with it. Happy New Year, by the way, Speargrass. Maybe said that already, but... I got 2 Ball Predators in different loadouts. My friend told me that they may be legends soon when I start the hobby, so I bought 2. I've never played them. Yeah, they could be legends soon. I think a lot of people think they're going to be. Yeah, that Star Trek movie, Star Trek 4, was actually written and directed by Leonard... Is it Leonard Nimoy? The guy that played Spock? No, it was... It's a great movie. Honestly, it's one of my... I don't know. I feel like it's a great movie. I'll watch that movie with my kids one day. The first 5 minutes, Isildur loses the ring, jumped on him. The rest of the movie was mostly spent being a dead orc. Did you get paid at least, or was it like volunteer? How cool though. So you will be a dead orc forever. Like, there's a bit of time, like, those movies are going to be timeless. I can't imagine they're going to I can't imagine they're going to ever remake the Lord of the Rings movies. Like, a bit like The Matrix. They're never going to remake The Matrix, are they? $200. That's alright. They must have had a fuckload of extras in that movie. You know the bit at the end when they're all on the horses and he's like, ride for ruin, ride for wrath and the new dawn. They must have had like 1,000 people on horses. I feel like that was before CGI, or I feel like that wasn't CGI. Maybe I could be wrong. Oh, it's still very cool. I would have loved to be in Lord of the Rings, man. Like I said, I think it'll be a timeless movie. I mean, they did a really amazing job considering, like, you know, like modern movies, you know, they're so full of CGI and stuff, and I feel like those movies, with the perspective they had, with the stuff they had to do with the perspective to make the characters look different heights and stuff, like, it's crazy. Nachuta! Hello, brother. Thank you so much for the gifted 10 gifted memberships. What a great evening this is turning into. Thank you. I appreciate it, dude. Are you, I was going to say, anyone that gets a gifted membership, there's been a lot of gifted memberships this last week. Please make sure you come over to our members-only Discord room. You're more than welcome. The next live game is going to be Wednesday night, I think. Hopefully we're going to get Battle Report against Necrons. It'll be Star Shatter, probably. If it's not Necrons, I'll update the stream beforehand. But I'm going to try and do a live game on Wednesday night. New Tactics video will be back to normal schedule this Friday. Obviously there was no Tactics video today. But yeah. Raring to go in 2026. Man, 2026 sounds crazy, eh? I remember when do you remember that little sticker they had on the computer that was like, do not have your computer switched on for the year 2000. The Millennium Bug. I can't believe it's 2026, man. So we're closer to 2050 now than we are to 2020 to the year 2000. Oh, that's crazy. I should have probably realised that on New Year, but I was pretty drunk. Are you on Twitch as well? Yeah. It's just like Twitch. I think it will just be like Twitch/Blood B8 Commander, probably. All my streams go out on YouTube and Twitch. But like the pre-recorded videos are YouTube only. I have a woman. Before you leave, can you show a finished jump pack intercessor? Yeah, of course can, man. I actually have one just off the camera here because I'm going to be copying them with the 5 that I'm doing. And I really like my... what do I call this? I really like my army to have like a very consistent theme, so when I go and do another unit that I've done previously, I usually go and find the previous model and I'll like copy them, almost. well, I was going to say almost identically, I guess. Yeah, give me 2 seconds and I'll show you. Here's the thing though, when you're painting your army, and this is something that Tony said to me, you have to like balance the time that you have. For example, Tony doesn't paint the bottoms of any of his tanks. And when he first told me this, I thought he was being lazy. I was like, Tony, you should paint the underside of the tank. What happens when you pick up the tank and you look at the bottom of it and it's unpainted? He's like, but no one fucking looks at the bottom of it. Except when you're putting it like in a carry case, right? 90% of the time you're looking at the top of the tank. And like, you could totally argue, like, why the fuck am I wasting time painting under here? Yeah, like, no one's ever seeing that, right? Like, you're looking at it on the table like this. It's a turret. So why am I painting that? So what you actually paint with your time, like, you know, you need to decide, like, if you are on limited time and you don't think people are gonna see, then don't waste time on it. Here is a finished jump intercessor. For me, anyway. My painting is very much battle ready. So I guess I painted some blue in there with some sort of glaze. A little bit of silver on these things. There's very little shading on the actual round ports. Just a bit of shading up here. But I mean, not too much. I guess maybe a tiny little bit black and shading in here. Bit of shading in the vents. But like I feel like my painting is battle ready, right? Look at those hazard stripes. Look how not uniform they are. What a mess. A little bit better maybe on that side, but not too much better. Yes, that's battle ready. Oh, thanks for the vote of approval. You could have said it looks good, dude. Come on. Could have been nice. What's my basing theme? It's just 3, but it's that, you know, or oh, I've lost the pot of paint. Where is it? The basing is this Armageddon Dust, followed by Agrath Earthshade, followed by a dry brush of Tyrant Skull. Like, it's pretty simple. Holla the Wood Fairy, thank you so much for subscribing. Nachuta, did you have a question or a comment, or you just rocked in with the 10 gifted? I appreciate the 10 gifted, dude, but if you've got a question... you're German, that was a compliment. Oh, I see. Okay, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I asked my wife to give you the Prime on Twitch. Ah! I appreciate the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. But yeah, no, I designed this base scheme, I don't know, Phil, 10 fucking years ago, man. It just seemed like, I know that a lot of people put the Blood Angels models on red bases because we're from Baal and we should probably be on red bases. But at the time, I think I just didn't like Goblin Green and I was looking for something different. And I feel like we fought on Armageddon a lot, right? There was like lots of stuff about us being on Armageddon. So I think whenever these first came out, which I feel like is about 10 years ago, maybe it was slightly more than 10 years ago, but whenever those first came out, I just picked this one, and then just Agrath Earthshade, and then just like a little dry brush to pick out the sand on top, right? Like there was nothing too complex about it. It wasn't like a real serious lore reason. It was just to try and give it something that would offset the red a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Blood Angels on the red bases, I don't even know what that red paint is called. Because there's a red texture paint, isn't there? So yeah, I just went with something that I thought would complement, probably. Martian Iron Crust. Thanks, Michael. And thanks for the super chats the other night, Michael. I appreciate it. It was you that you did do super chats. My brain's a little bit foggy from the other night. I hope you understand. Just a little bit foggy. Mr. Big L says, Happy New Year. I use Fireland from AK for a ball base with Wraithbone dry brush. Yeah, I think the ball bases are cool, man. I think I just had already kind of committed to the Armageddon ones. Is red the usual base? I don't know if there's specifically like a quote unquote usual base for Blood Angels, is it? Is red like in chat? What I was gonna say, do we want to do a vote? Is red the usual base? I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because our homeworld or Baal is kind of red sand and shit. Yeah, I was like convinced it was you, Michael, but yeah, I was. I ended up like me and my wife ended up drinking a lot of that bottle of honey nut cream. You know that? Like I looked at it in the morning and it was like those were pretty big shot glasses we had. I felt okay, but my wife was really struggling on the first. We went a bit heavy on the nut cream, you know. Blood Angels will be back on Armageddon in 11th edition. There you go. So if we're back on Armageddon, then maybe by some sheer luck, I picked the right base color. Yeah, I think that was my concern, was like my models are going to be red, so do I really want them on red bases? But a lot of people do. I mean, the red bases are pretty like the red texture paint is pretty dark. It's pretty like the planet Mars, right? So if you're painting your Blood Angels like with vibrancy, then it's quite a different shade of red. So I'm sure I've seen them. I think it looks cool. I'm sure it works. I just chose something different. I think, like I don't know if you guys have seen, there's a YouTube channel called, like, I think it's called Minisodes. You seen that channel? Like, this is the channel, Minisodes. Like, this guy does, like, all the, like, I think he genuinely, he plays, like, 2nd edition on his channel. Oh, that's funny. I searched for Minisodes and, like, the 5th search result is fucking Bluey. You can tell that I watch too much Bluey with my kids. But, no, this guy on his channel, I'm convinced that he uses, like, some of the classic Goblin Green bases, maybe. If you've never checked him out, it's a pretty cool channel. But he plays the really old versions of the game. Like, I think he did a battle. He definitely did like a Blood Angel 2nd edition battle report, because I saw a bunch of it. But yeah, I mean, I think if you fully commit to the Goblin Green bases, you can make it look pretty good. Hey, Highland Phoenix, Happy New Year. How was the New Year? Thank you so much for 59 months of membership. You good, brother? I mean, there's something pretty cool and classic about fully committing to the Goblin Green. I just don't think it's for me, right? Like, that sort of like... What? Is the paint even called Goblin Green anymore? Like, it's probably called, like... Moot Green, or... What is Goblin Green called these days? Goblin Green is the best. Well, I mean, it's certainly the OG, isn't it? Is it called Warboss Green? I don't know, man. It's been years since I considered doing Goblin Green. I actually had a bunch of models in Goblin Green and I rebased them. When I decided on this new basing scheme, I just rebased all my old, like, I had old Terminators and stuff in Goblin Green. Snot Green. That sounds appropriate. But yeah, I'm probably going to make some sort of video series about my first experience taking Rage Curse to a tournament, because I think Rage Curse, I think I'm going to enjoy playing Rage Curse more than I think I'm going to enjoy playing it more than I was enjoying playing Angelic Inheritors, and I feel like I can probably do better at a tournament with it than I was possibly going to be able to do with Inheritors as well. I guess we'll find out. So I'll probably put that out. Well, I'll be aiming to put that out this month as well, I guess. Jade Green was my favorite. Do you know what? I remember the name, but I can't picture what color it was. Like, I can remember some of the other old paint names, right? Like, obviously there was Blood Red, which was like the Blood Angels one. Chaos Black, Skull White. Yeah, RCO has no fallback. In my situation, what I like to do in RCO is if I can't fall back, I like to or if I have to fall back, I like to just fall back and then shoot them with a fucking Vindicator tank, man. Chainmail, that was a good paint. Yeah, and what was the other one? Rusty Bits or something. Chainmail Metal, yeah, I remember that. Warlock Purple. Yeah. That's all coming back now. Come on, give me some more classics. Sunburst Yellow. Tin Bits, that was the one, yeah. Wasn't there like there was like an orange, like a Dragon Breath orange or something? What was the orange one? I feel like I had a... Was it just Fiery Orange, maybe? Snake bite leather. A lot of the paints were named after the orcs, huh? Fire dragon. Yeah, I thought I was close. I thought it was fiery orange. Fire, was it just fire dragon or fire dragon orange? Blazing orange, that's the one. Yeah, I guess a bunch of the paints were like Warhammer Fantasy style as well, right? Enchanted blue. I don't remember that one, but I guess I never painted really blue. Do I remember the old inks? I feel like I had some of them. But I mean, I took a bunch of stuff out of storage, right? Like, I got back into this hobby damn near 10 years ago now. And when I got back into the hobby, I went and got a bunch of stuff out of storage, and a lot of my old paint pots were like completely dried out, right? Like, chestnut ink. I remember that. I was a bit gutted, to be honest, when all the old paints had just like turned into like a solid, I don't even know what you would call it, just like a solid block of dried up paint, I guess. Tentacle pink. Don't remember that one. Is that like for Gene Stealers, or is that different pink? Yeah, there's a few companies that make like versions of the old paints, don't they? Or sort of remakes of them. I think that's pretty cool. Keep it alive. They used to sell empty pots for mixing for 25p. Man, we talked about that the other, you know, when we were growing up, you used to get like, you know, like 10p mixes, which was like 10 sweets for 10 pence. I don't think you can buy anything for 10 pence now. Like there's, I think I heard I could be wrong here, I think I heard in America they're getting rid of like a 1 cent, they're getting rid of the 1 cent piece or something? It's like nothing costs a cent anymore, so why even have a 1 cent piece? I don't know what happens if your change is 1 cent, you just don't get the change anymore? Do people even care? So I don't know when I originally had this turret or when I originally painted it, but it does seem like it probably needs a whole coat over of the red that I use. 10 pence mix now costs £3. Not quite as bad as that, but I think like when we were kids, well, I remember you used to be able to get from a vending machine, you used to get a can of soda, like a Pepsi or a Coke, for 30 pence. And I think now you go into a store and you want a can of Coke, you'd be like £2. Maybe £1.50. But when I was growing up, it was 30p for a can of Coke. I mean, it's, you know, and that famous famous Steve Jobs quote, it's basically sugar water, isn't it? Pennies cost more to basically pennies cost more to make than they are worth now. So yeah, so they're just not going to make pennies anymore, basically. I mean, the unfortunate truth of the matter is that everybody pays for everything by card these days now, and like cash is like cash is like not rare, but in a way it is. Like my local football team, they don't take cash anymore. Like in their stadium, like you cannot buy, like you cannot, like they call it like a cashless environment, which just is, honestly, I just think it's a pain in the ass, because it's like, I've got cash in my pocket, I would like to just buy a hamburger, but no, you can only pay by card. Like, okay. Like, they try and sell it as like a positive thing, right? They're like, hey, it's cashless now, and I'm like, great. I mean, like, what's so good about cashless? Like, you know, I don't know, man. Sometimes I think I'm just old. The last pennies were minted in November. Yeah, so that's it. They'll not make pennies in America anymore because they cost more to make than they're worth. So there's no point making pennies anymore. So Phil, what happens in the store? Yeah, like, let's say you go and buy a video game. You know, they're usually like, what, $59.99 or something? Or anything that ends in $9.99. What happens if you buy something that's $9.99 and you hand over $10? You just don't get the penny back now? Like, what actually happens? No, I mean, you're not going to lose sleep over the penny. I'm just curious, more than anything. Canada stopped years ago. Canada's always ahead, man. You guys get such a bad rep, and you're like miles ahead of us. Darth Rosie, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate it, dude. I've never been to Canada. My granda went, and he really enjoyed it. He was really into his golf. I guess you got some good golf courses in Canada. I guess, well, yeah, I mean, I guess they're still in circulation for a while, yeah, but I guess at some point in the next few years, there'll be a point where, like, places just don't have pennies and they can't get pennies anymore, so what happens? I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm sure no one's going to lose sleep over not getting their penny. I'm struggling to understand what happens. I don't even know why it's important. Sometimes my live streams go on some random ass tangents, don't they? I almost, like, I was close, man. I almost bought that new Assault Terminator box today. It's like the second of the year. I haven't bought any new Games Workshop models yet this year. And someone like posted a meme that was like, you haven't bought any models this year. And I was like, no, I haven't. And I'm really tempted to buy those Assault Terminators because I'm sure that they'll be pretty cool to convert. I think probably what I need them to do is just like, let's see like the new codex. Yeah, do you know what? I don't often use cash, Aradine, either. But like, what I do like to have is just like, I like having, let's say, $20 in my wallet at all times in cash. So like, normally 90% of the time, I would use my cards, but like, you know, I like just having a little bit of cash that's just there. Like, I don't know if you would call it an emergency fund or something, but like, you know, there's just some cash there, and obviously it's just sat in my wallet, so it's like kind of budgeted for. So like, for example, like I'm at the football stadium and I just wanted a hamburger. I could just use the cash in my wallet and I wouldn't have to worry about it. Does that make sense? So like, I usually carry a little bit of like backup cash, walking around money. It's usually between 10 and $30. Like, it's not a lot, but it's just sat there, and it's like I can spend it whenever I want because it's just sat there. But like, everywhere's trying to get rid of you having cash, I guess. But yeah, I know. Also, I was hearing, right, here's another question, right? This is maybe a more serious. Okay, the penny still exists on debit or credit cards. It's just for cash, and they round for that. They know that no one uses cash, so it's not an issue. All right, yay. All right, here's my next question, right? I heard that like Disneyland is going cashless, so like, yeah, that's right. So you're at Disneyland with your kids. I mean, I'm planning on someday going to Disneyland with my kids. And when I was a kid, when we went to Disneyland, my parents could be like, here's money for lunch or something. We'll meet up with you later. Right? So now you can't do that. I mean, I guess you can give the kids a debit card or something which you can like control, I guess. I don't know, man. I struggle to see the advantage of completely cashless environments. Yeah, that was it. So I was at the football, right? And like, at halftime, I want to go to the toilet. My kid doesn't need the toilet, so you could send them to the concession stand. You have a prepaid credit card for that. Yeah, okay. I feel like I just feel like it would be simple to just hand them 20 quid. That's always worked. You know, get me a burger, get yourself whatever you fancy. Here's 20 quid. Do you think I'm just an old bastard, I think is the answer. In post-COVID, no one wants to hand around dirty money. I guess that's true as well. The UK's been hit with like really bad flu rates this year, like really, really bad. Like lots of hospitals being overrun with the flu and stuff. Don't know if that's just been the UK, but like it's been really bad here this year apparently. Like there's been hospitals that are like all over capacity and people can't get beds and people are ill from the flu. And I think like influenza, or yeah, influenza, I think that's what it's called. Like I think it's claimed quite a lot of lives this year. Michael says cashless is better because the kids working in stores always mess up his change. That's funny, actually. Yeah. Yeah, we had. How does healthcare work? In the UK? It's free, but like the waiting lists are pretty bad. And while I say it's free, they shaft you on income tax. Like income tax is disgusting. So like it might be better to just not have it free, and people would have to pay for it like in America or whatever. So like they sell it as like, oh, it's great, it's free, but the waiting lists are fucking horrific, and they absolutely, if you make a decent wage, they're just like, oh, hello, you make a decent wage, let us take like half of it. Yeah, you pay one way or another. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not convinced the way we have it here is the right way, but like you said, you pay one way or another. Have you seen ER visits for the US? I'm sure as hell don't pay that much tax in a few years. Yeah, I mean, that is... Yeah, you are right. Like, when my son was born, we were in intensive care for like 17 days. So I think if I'd been in America, I would have probably been paying that back for the rest of my life. Because I can imagine that like 17 days of intensive care for a newborn baby would be a horrific fee. And like in the UK, we just paid nothing. So probably in the grand scheme of things, I probably have... Like, in a weird way, I've probably done well because my son was born with a really serious condition and we had to stay in hospital for a long time. But yeah, I mean, on every other single month that they take your wages and they tax the hell out of you, it doesn't feel that way, right? An average childbirth costs $20,000 to $50,000. Yeah, I mean, well, that's what I think. Yeah, I think if we'd have been in America, the bill that we would have got from the hospital for that would have been like $1 million. So I should probably count my lucky stars that I just pay my taxes and. But you're allowed. I feel like you're allowed to complain about taxes, right? I guess. Everybody complains about taxes all the time, I guess. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to live with it. So the UK does have some advantages, but yeah, generally, if as an adult, the waiting lists for things in the UK can be pretty long and horrible. For newborn babies, where the need's urgent, then I guess it's generally very good. Very, very good. Or you could join the army, then it's free. I think I'm too old to join the army now, man. I would have needed to do that 20 years ago. I mean, unless they need a new commander, you know. I'm not joining as a private. Come on. If they need someone to make the big decisions, then the commander's ready. No, I armed forces is very good, and I think armed forces is probably a very good career choice in America as well, to be honest with you. I think they're looking for a commander. Yeah, probably. Alright, this ball predator turret looks a hell of a lot better than it did at the start of the stream, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think probably with the 4 colours on the ball predator turret now, I can play my tournament list without getting a 10-point penalty. Whether or not I would say it feels of a high enough standard, no, I don't think it does yet. But there's 2 weeks till the tournament, so I'll do a bit more painting before the next 2 weeks. sometimes it's nice to have a tournament to go to. Like, I'm actually really glad. Like, I knew I was going to go to this one anyway, because I haven't been to a tournament since, like, I think it was like August or something. It's just the last tournament I came home from, President Blood Angels Commander. Thanks, Phil. I appreciate the vote of confidence. The last tournament I came home from, I like walked in the front door and said to my wife, was like, the kids been good? And my wife was like, no, they've been an absolute nightmare. Please don't go away again for a couple of months. I was like, okay. Happy wife, happy life sort of thing. So I didn't book one for like 4 months there. So I'm excited to get away to one. Well, one, because probably I feel like after 2 weeks alone at home with the kids, I feel like a break would be good for me. And also, I feel like a Warhammer tournament is a perfect little weekend. So I'm excited to get away to a tournament. I'm excited to play the new detachment. And hopefully the kids will be much less difficult this time, so I can get to more tournaments, but we'll see, I guess. Good evening, Pound. How you doing? Just won a game, Death Guard versus RCO. There you go. Do you know what? RCO, every time I hear RCO, man, I just can't, like, I don't know if you guys watch World Wrestling at all, or WWE. I mean, it's on Netflix. It's hard not to watch. The size of wargaming in the UK, the government will need a minister of Warhammer. I doubt it. Yeah, exactly. I can't help but think of Randy Orton, right? The RKO. Like what is it? The most electrifying move in sports entertainment? Or did he steal? Was that what The Rock called it? What did he calls it something similar? I can't think. I don't watch a ton of wrestling, but sometimes, like, you know, if WrestleMania is on Netflix or something, I just throw it on. I used to watch it a lot when I was like 15, 16, so like 30 years ago, I guess. You know, it's completely fake, but it's still entertaining, right? Ultimate Warrior versus Hogan. I used to like The Rock, right, when he was in the Royal Rumble and stuff. I think one of the few Royal Rumbles I watched live was like 1999. I think, and The Rock won the Rumble in like 1999. I feel like it was who's the really fat one that was around in the 90s? Was it the Big Show? I think the Big Show tried to throw The Rock out. And I think he had enough momentum that when The Rock grabbed the top rope and the Big Show went out and The Rock won the Rumble or something. So yeah, I can't help but think RCO, RKO. Like, I need like a sound effect for that. RCO. Yokozuna. Yeah, I mean, I think that might have been a little bit before that. I think the really heavy one in the 2000s, was that not Rikishi? Rikishi? Yeah, I'm sure it was. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan, but I do enjoy it. I've watched it over my life. But yeah, RCO, good for you, man. Death Guard don't have the highest win rate at the moment, though, right? Like they've actually struggled a bit since the quote unquote nerf. I think they were getting carried by those bloat drones, weren't they? Because since the bloat drones got nerfed, they've like their win rates like tanked a bit. I think Death Shroud maybe went up in points as well. I mean, to be honest, they were completely bonkers before, but maybe like a lot of the heavy lifting that the Death Guard were doing were those two units. and by them getting like big points increases, it really hurt their list. I mean, I think I'm actually surprised we don't see as like, because Death Guard players were like pretty much guaranteed playing 3 bloat drones when they were 100 points. They only went up to 120. Like, I feel like you could still play 3 of them. I feel like they were still good, but maybe people just like moved away from them too quick. Well, it's nice to see you all tonight. And it's nice to remember what we're talking about, because boy was I certainly fucking pissed on Saturday. I feel like I was going to say I was certainly drunk on Saturday night. It wasn't Saturday night at all. What night was it? It was Wednesday night, yeah. And I hope you enjoyed my wife singing at New Year if you were here. Tried to increase the quality of the stream a little bit over previous years. I don't know if it was worth it, but at least we had a countdown and stuff this year. Did anyone that was here enjoy that? Was that worth it? Was it not worth it? I think James Gibbs said that our stream was better than Jules Holland, but I think you guys are obviously biased, because I'm pretty sure Jules Holland is better than what I did the Blood Angels Commander stream, right? You passed out drunk by then? Alright, well then I did alright, because I went for like 3 more hours. I went downstairs to my kitchen the morning after, and there was just like glasses and bottles everywhere. It was a fucking disaster. I was gonna post a photo. I was gonna post a photo in the Discord of like the mess that was my kitchen, but I ended up just getting into it and starting tidying up. That was a fun night. Yeah, I always spend time putting fucking black paint on the underside of the bases. This is what I was saying to you, like, don't paint things that people can't see. Yeah, I do it every fucking time. I've got such a like addictive personality, man. Like, everything's got to be the same for me. Alright, well, one more model needs his base cleaned up, and that's like, at this point that'll be everything that I need for my tournament list has been based and has 3 colours on it. And there's 2 weeks to the tournament, so I can chill. I'm actually going to paint more though. I really enjoyed painting this afternoon. It's just like, oh my god, I should have started painting earlier in the holiday, because the second I got back into painting, I was just like, oh. Wasted too much time playing Battlefield 6. I mean, it is a good game, but I probably could have spent my time more productively. I was playing it with one of the channel members, Volcar. I overthink my paint schemes and then don't paint them. I think that was like when I was trying to do like, I was trying to overthink like my dieting and my exercising, and then I just wasn't doing it, and then I feel like I'm lucky with my paint schemes, in that like I just know how I paint my red, I just know the colours I use, I just, like, some people have to write down their schemes. My scheme is so uniform that I don't need to do any of that, I guess. Like, it's a simple scheme that like I never really get confused about what I have to come back to. It's just like, oh, everything is simple, everything is uniform, and every model is uniform as well. Like, I paint every part of every model the same, man. Maybe that's boring, but I guess it works. What's the list for my tournament? It'll be the list that I'm playing on Wednesday night on the channel, because I don't know if I can remember it quite off the top of my head. It's like 2 units of jump intercessors, unit of regular intercessors, Mephiston, a ball predator, 2 vindicator tanks, 2 squads of 5 death company attached by chaplains, a captain with 6 sangre guard, a captain in an impulsor with 4 company heroes, outriders. It's basically the list that I played last time against orcs, which was honestly a bit of a disaster of a game, because Brett apparently doesn't know half his fucking rules. So he was like shooting me with units that are supposed to be hitting on 6s and he's hitting on 5s. And then he was, he made like 5 mistakes in that game. It was ridiculous. Someone in the chat was like, this is the worst battle report ever on YouTube. And I was like, well, to be honest, when I invited him to play the game, I didn't realise he didn't know half the fucking rules for his army. But yeah, it was a bit of a disaster of a game. But yeah, I'll be playing probably Andrew this week, and he knows his rules. And he's a really good player, so... And we always end up playing in tournaments, and it's always like a 1-point game. Oh, you were on call out, so you got no New Year. I'm sorry about that. Do you know what? Maybe, based on the headache I had, maybe it was good you didn't have a New Year. Didn't have to have that horrible headache. Guys, thank you so much for watching tonight. It's been a privilege. It's been my pleasure to see you all again. Let me just change the camera before we finish. There we go. It was so nice to get so many people on the live stream on the 31st. That's always appreciated. And it's so nice to always see you guys in the chat, like every time we stream. I feel like whenever, yeah, I just wish that in the live streams on Hogmanay I could do better at talking to chat, but I just can't, man. I can't drink that level of alcohol and keep up with chat. I mean, I can't do many things when I'm drinking that level of alcohol, but yeah, it was a good night. I appreciated all the support. I'll see you guys this week. There'll be a new tactics video coming on Friday. Battle report probably. Battle report should be Wednesday. Thanks for the super chats tonight. Thanks for the super chats the other night as well. And the gifted memberships. Please do use your gifted membership and join the Discord if you want. Link to Discord is in the chat. So you're welcome in the members room if you've got a green name. And leave a like on the stream if you can before you leave. I'd appreciate it. I'll see you guys probably sooner rather than later, because my plan was to stream for 90 minutes. I streamed for 135 minutes. So yeah, I've got a bit of Warhammer vibe back. I really enjoyed. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's really weird. I've enjoyed playing Battlefield 6, but like this is the same thing that happened to me when I quit World of Warcraft. Is like you've got nothing to show for video games, right? Like there is nothing to show for it. You put the money in, but you get nothing to show for it. I guess you get the enjoyment of playing the video game out. But with Warhammer, you get the enjoyment and you get something to show for it, right? Like really cool ass looking models. And I think I just like that more. I just like that. I actually, this guy's sword broke like 3 times. I finally pinned it. So it's at a bit of a weird angle, but it's so for hopefully Mr. Jump Captain with his 3D printed pinned sword will not break. But yeah, I don't play games all that often. Not on a normal week, maybe like one night a week. So yeah, it's I'm still going to play more Battlefield 6. Like I like the game, but I do feel like I think that's why I made the YouTube channel, and that's why I really jumped into Warhammer, because I just prefer having, you know, like I played World of Warcraft for 10 years or something, and it's like at the end of those 10 years, what have you got to show for it? Nothing. I really like I think this is why I don't play, what's it called, Tabletop Simulator, because people are always saying to me, like, play Tabletop Simulator, and I'm like, but I like going somewhere, I like seeing my friends, I like rolling the dice, and I like the tactile feel of Warhammer. Like, there's something about that I like. And you just don't get that with video games. Not that there's anything wrong with playing video games. Like I said, I played them for very many years. I will continue to play video games, probably until the day I die. I like Warhammer more. Alright, you guys have a lovely evening. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being around. I'll see you in a few days. Good night.